you're saying that Isa alayhi salam, you can make dua to him and you're not sure it's kufr or shirk.
Well, let's see.
Okay.
Let's see the clip.
Yeah, can we put up the clip, guys, and let's see what Brother Daniel said.
And can you tell me which episode is this? Because I want to know the full context.
Well, this is definitely you, as I can see. This is definitely you, but I don't know which episode this is. I don't know. Yeah, let's play, guys.
Imagine this scenario where a Christian is praying to Jesus and saying, oh, imagine this Christian has some kind of disease like leprosy. It's like a skin condition. And he knows that Jesus can heal leprosy. And he prays to Jesus, and he thinks that Jesus is God and also the Son of God in the Trinity. And he prays, Jesus, heal me from my leprosy. And is this shirk or not? Obviously, it's shirk. It's shirk akbar, clear cut, no doubt about it. And anyone who doubts that praying to Jesus as God is committing shirk is also a kafir, if you doubt that. Because it's very clear cut. This is praying to another God other than the God, Allah. So that's the Christian. But then this Christian, he learns about Islam. He reads the Quran. It starts to make sense. And then he becomes a Muslim. He accepts Islam. But he becomes like a Sufi. He becomes a Sufi Muslim. And he starts thinking about Jesus. Well, Jesus is a prophet. And Jesus had these different miracles. He could cure the sick by the power of Allah, by the will of Allah. So Jesus is like a wali. Jesus is like a saint. And I'm going to pray to Jesus. I'm going to do Istighasa to the saint, to Jesus, to heal my leprosy. Oh, Jesus, heal my leprosy. This is Istighasa. So the wording is the same. The dua is the same. The only thing that is different is his beliefs, right? Because before he believed that Jesus is God. After he believes that Jesus is a wali and is not God, and he's a wali that can only do miracles through Allah. But the dua is the same exact dua for the exact same thing, and to Jesus. What has changed is just his belief about Jesus. Is Jesus God, or is Jesus a person, a prophet who has been granted the power to heal miraculously by Allah? Are these two acts exactly the same? The Salafis who say that Istighatha and praying to the prophet or praying to Jesus is shirk akbar, like what Jake claimed and what all these other people are claiming. If it's shirk akbar, that means it's exactly like the dua that he was making when he was a Christian. But obviously it's not. Obviously there's a difference. Why? Because he has different beliefs. He doesn't think that Jesus is God anymore. He's a Muslim. He says the Shahada. He believes that only Allah is God and only Allah is Lord and only Allah should be worshipped as God. That's his belief. So how can what he says after becoming a Muslim be exactly the same as what he said as a Christian? It can't be. It can't be the same thing because his beliefs have changed. So that's why I think it's reasonable to say that, well, before, when he was a Christian, he committed shirk akbar. After he became a Muslim, he's also doing something that, if you say it's shirk, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to argue with you that it's not shirk. But can I be 100% sure that what he did is shirk akbar in the same way as a Christian praying to Jesus? No, I can't say that with 100% confidence. Because there does seem to be a difference. There does seem to be an important difference there.
Okay. So, Brother Daniel, here, the Ummah is unanimous. There is ijma' that if you make dua to anyone other than Allah, regardless of your intentions, dua is an act of ibadah by default. Okay? The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he stated, ad-du'a huwa al-ibadah, that dua is the essence of ibadah. It's the essence of ibadah. Okay? So, praying to Jesus, which is worshipping Jesus, regardless of intention, is kufr and shirk. Do you take back your words and do you apologize? Because you're saying you're not sure. You're not sure if it's shirk. It's one of the most basic things in Islam that if you make ibadah to anyone else other than Allah, it is shirk. Shirk akbar. It takes you out. Because Allah said, إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. Okay? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has Also in Surah Al-Kahf, he said, وَلَا يُشْرِكْ بِعِبَادَتِي. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not allow any partners in his ibadah. Okay, so my question to you is, do you agree with me, or do you still want to argue, no, you're not sure whether it's shirk 100%?
So in that clip, I say that it's shirk. But the question, did you catch where I said shirk akbar? Do you know the difference between shirk and shirk akbar?
No, that's not my question.
No,
My question
I asked her.
no,
I answered your question. I said, I said in the clip, it is shirk.
No,
I said
no,
in the
that's not my
clip,
question.
it is shirk.
The clip,
but did you catch?
You
You're
said,
misrepresenting the clip. So I'm trying to answer your question, and you interrupt me.
No, you're misrepresenting my question. My question is very specific. You said you are not 100% sure if it's shirk. This in itself is kufr. Wait, I'll tell you. I'm not saying you're a kafir. I'm not doing the hukam. I'm telling you my understanding that if you doubt shirk, this in itself is kufr. Okay, so you said you are not 100. You are in doubt. You are confused. Clearly, you're not clear on tawheed and shirk and ibadah. You're not clear. If you were clear, you would have no doubt.
Can I answer your question? I've let you speak
so can
long
you address
enough,
the
and
point
I tried
of doubt?
To speak. I've let you grandstand a long time, so let me respond without interrupting. Is that okay with you?
Yes. So please address my point.
Yes, I will address
that.
Your
Is
point.
Not clear.
I say in the clip that it is shirk, but is it shirk akbar? And you have to understand the difference between shirk and shirk akbar, because and this is something that maybe you haven't studied. I'm not going to claim that you haven't studied. That's what you say about me. You condescend and
Brother
say that
Daniel, I'm going to play this. I'm going to play the clip again.
Again, you interrupting me. Again,
but you're not addressing my point. You said you're not sure if it's shirk.
Let me answer. You didn't understand what I said, so you want to misrepresent me. You play
no, I
the
don't.
Clip, then let me.
I don't.
In that clip, I say shirk akbar. And
can you respectfully
let me? Subhanallah. Okay, brother. You want to just talk? You want to have a lecture for the audience?
Please address my point.
Give a lecture and tell everyone what my beliefs are. Go ahead.
No, I won't.
I'll just sit. I'll listen. I'm an audience. Go ahead and speak all you want.
Okay. I want to ask a simple question. You said in that clip you are not sure if it's shirk. We're not discussing akbar or asghar. Wait.
Am I allowed to explain that?
Yeah,
you've repeated your point several times.
Can you explain that? I'm asking.
I am explaining it, but you keep interrupting me.
Okay.
Can I explain it without you interrupting me?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
So there is a difference between something being shirk and shirk akbar. And if you had studied, you know that this terminological difference is very critical. Because if someone commits shirk akbar, then they can no longer be considered Muslim. They can no longer, but because of the very act or the very statement, they are no longer Muslim. So when it comes to a person praying to Jesus as God, that is shirk akbar. There's no question that this person is a mushrik. They cannot be as Muslim because they are praying directly to Jesus. However, is that exactly the same as a person who believes in Allah, has said the shahada, but he is making the same kind of prayer to Jesus? Yes, that is shirk. Watch the clip again. Rewind it. I'm so glad that you brought this clip so that people can see it for themselves and listen. Yes, it's shirk. But is it shirk akbar? That means that person is immediately taken out of Islam and can no longer be considered a Muslim because he's exactly like the Christian. He's exactly like the mushrik. And this is something where the ulama of Islam have differed with a very large range of difference. So the position that I have and I expressed is the same position of Shah Waliullah ad-Dehlawi, major scholar of India in the 18th century. You have Al-Alusi, the great Iraqi scholar and faqih, who has the same position. He says that this is shirk, this is haram, but is it taking you outside of Islam if you do it? Is it shirk akbar? That we are not sure. That we are not sure because what? It's not ma'loom min ad-din bid-darura. Maybe you don't know what that term means. But something that is ma'loom min ad-din bid-darura, and there's no udhr bil-jahl for that person who does it, that's the only way that someone is going to be taken outside of Islam, because they have called to a saint, they have called to a prophet, That is the only way. This is why this is a major area of scholarly disagreement and discussion. In fact, what I expressed in this clip is what the majority of the ulama of Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah has said. The people who disagreed are just these modern Wahhabis, and then very select scholars in the past, such as Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah. But if you want to talk about these issues in depth, let's talk about it, because you have to understand ma'lum min ad-din bid-darura. Is it known with necessity that someone who calls to a prophet is committing shirk akbar that takes him outside of the fold of Islam? And the point that needs to be understood is it, and this is what I'll ask you, is it shirk akbar to make a request to jinn to assist you? Is it instead of Allah? Instead of calling to Allah, I call to the